If you're over 40 and thinking about starting backpacking, but there's a part of you wondering, am I too late for this? Or you feel behind, overwhelmed, or not even sure if your body can handle it anymore, I need you to hear this. Most women don't fill up backpacking because they can't do it. They quit before they ever give themselves a chance to start. And if you don't fix this, you'll either burn out your body or talk yourself out of ever getting started at all. I started backpacking at 40, and I didn't just make this harder than it needed to be, but I tried talking myself out of starting multiple times. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I do differently if I were starting backpacking today at 40. This way, you can skip the mistakes, avoid injury, and actually enjoy going on your first trips. Because you're not too old to start backpacking, but you do need to start a little differently. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Kathleen, a food-motivated hiker, solo backpacker, backpacking coach for women, and the Hungry Hiker here on YouTube. And really quickly, yes, the information in this video can apply to most people, but this video is specifically for women over 40 because our bodies, our energy, and even things like perimenopause change how we approach backpacking. So if that's you, this is your plan. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but I still don't know how to actually start, I got you. I created a free guide, the first solo backpacking trip roadmap, to help you get started because the hardest part isn't motivation, it's knowing what steps to take first. So if you want a simple starting point, click the link down in the description below to download your free guide. So instead of overwhelming you with everything, I'm gonna walk you through the exact order I'd approach this if I were starting backpacking again at 40. Starting with the first thing I'd fix because this is where most women get stuck. One thing I do differently is that I would stop waiting until I felt ready. I did this. I catch myself saying things like, I need to get in better shape. I need to build more confidence. I need to figure it all out before I go. This led to watching a lot of YouTube videos, overthinking everything, and not actually doing anything. I was consuming all of this information and still not trusting myself enough to just start. Here's the thing I wish someone had told me sooner. You don't get in shape for backpacking. You get in shape by backpacking. And I know that can feel a little scary, especially when you're over 40, because our bodies don't bounce back the same way they used to. You might be dealing with joint pain, lower energy, perimenopause symptoms, slower recovery. I get it. I struggle with all this too, but waiting doesn't fix that. Starting slowly and gently does. So if I were starting today, I'd meet myself exactly where I am. No ego, no pressure. Even if it's only hiking 1 mile on a flat trail without any elevation, that still counts. And once I finally stopped waiting, I made another mistake that almost made me quit altogether, and that's by not starting small. And I mean way smaller than your ego wants to. When I first started backpacking, I made the mistake of thinking, if I'm gonna do this, I need to go big. Go big or go home. No, that's how you overwhelm yourself. That's how you injure yourself. That's how you scare yourself. That's how you quit. That's how you talk yourself out of going. This mindset almost took me out before I even got started. Instead, I'd start with going on short day hikes, anywhere from 1 to 3 miles on flat terrain, and then build up to a 1-night overnight trip, something close to home, and then build up from there. For your first overnight, keep it simple. 1 night, close to home on a well-marked trail. Very low risk and very low stress. Confidence doesn't come from throwing yourself into a big trip right away. It comes from stacking small wins, taking baby steps. And this next one, this is where most women over 40 push too hard and end up paying dearly for it. And that's focusing more on ego than comfort. I focused way too much on what I thought I should be doing instead of how I actually felt. Each time I got out on trail, I thought, I should be able to hike farther. I should be able to carry this. I should be faster. Says who? And why? Should can ruin your experience out there. Your body doesn't care what you think you should be able to do. It responds to what you can actually do. So if I were starting today, I would shift my focus completely from performance to comfort, safety, and enjoyment. The goal with backpacking isn't to prove anything. It's to enjoy your experience while you're out there. And if you don't have fun while you're out there, you won't want to keep backpacking. And that brings me to one of the biggest mistakes I made, which was not taking the time to find the right pack, one that actually fit my body. This one made me question if something was wrong with me. At first, I assumed the bigger the pack, the easier it would be to fit all of my gear in. Then I quickly realized the more space I had in my pack meant the more gear I'd bring and the heavier my pack would be. The second thing I assumed was that lightweight was better. So I bought a lightweight pack, loaded it up with all my gear, and then wondered why everything hurt. My shoulders, my back, my hips. I thought something was wrong with me, like maybe I just wasn't cut out for this. But it wasn't me, it was the pack. This is where I see a lot of women over 40 get into trouble because our bodies need better support now. So if I were starting backpacking today, I'd take my time to find the right pack for my body. I'd try on a bunch of different packs, load them with weight, and walk around to see how each one felt on my body. You want to find a pack that transfers the weight to your hips, feels stable, and feels comfortable. If your pack feels uncomfortable, it doesn't matter how light it is, your trip is gonna suck. Sometimes a slightly heavier pack with better structure is worth its weight in gold, especially when you're over 40 and need that extra support to help carry all of your gear. And while we're talking about gear, let me save you from another mistake I made. Another thing I do differently is that I would not go out and buy all new gear right away. I know it's tempting. Buying backpacking gear is fun. You watch YouTube videos, you see what everyone else is using and think, I need all of this to get started. You don't though. I would borrow, rent, and test out as much gear as I could before committing to buying any of it. Figure out what you like and what works for you and the trips you want to go on first, because what works for someone else might not work for you. Plus, before investing a ton of money into new gear, don't you want to see if you're really into this whole backpacking thing first? Now, let's talk about your body because this matters more than most people realize. If I were starting over, I'd prioritize protecting my body from day one. I didn't fully understand this at the beginning and ended up paying dearly for it. Achy knees, tight hips, sore ankles, and a longer recovery time. Now when it comes to my backpacking trips where I'm wearing my loaded pack, trekking poles are a non-negotiable for me, especially on the descents. With trekking poles, you get an extra point of contact with the ground, which helps reduce impact, gives you more stability, and can make a huge difference in how your body feels. I'd also pay attention to footwear. This includes always wearing proper footwear, whether it's trail runners or hiking boots, and even sizing up your shoes by a half size, just to make sure your feet have enough room inside to swell. Remember, your feet are the star of the show out there, so take care of them and give them lots of love, starting with properly fitted footwear. I'd also listen to my body more. Don't ignore those aches and pains and give yourself plenty of breaks and rest days. Something really important I want to mention here is that before starting any new physical journey, always get cleared by your doctor first. This isn't being paranoid or weak. It's just being smart and responsible. And speaking of your body, let's talk about something that really surprised me, and that's going through perimenopause. This is something I learned the hard way. Your body is going to change as you make your way through your 40s. And once you're perimenopausal, these changes can feel unpredictable. I remember being up at a higher elevation on one of my long solo section hikes along the PCT and suddenly having zero tolerance for the heat. The entire time I was out there, I kept thinking, what in the heck is happening to me? If you're not prepared for something like this, it can take you by surprise and make your whole trip miserable. So if I were starting backpacking today, I'd plan for variability. This means dressing in layers, packing clothing layers so you can adjust as you go, and wearing breathable clothing whenever you can. Over the years, I've found that my preferred hiking outfit is wearing a hiking dress with a sun hoodie. It's comfortable, it breathes, and it makes it so that I can pee anywhere without having to expose my backside. Now let's talk about something that can make or break your trip, and that's sleep and recovery. Something else I do differently is that I prioritize sleep way more from the start. When I first started backpacking, I thought I could just deal with bad sleep and hike my way out of it. I learned the hard way that if I don't sleep well out on trail, I struggle with hiking the next day, and if I can't hike, what am I doing out there in the first place? And being over 40, recovery matters. Some things I'd invest in sooner would be a warmer, more insulated sleeping pad, something with a high R value, A warm, lightweight quilt. I've been using a 10-degree, 950 fill down quilt, and I absolutely love it. A stretchy sleeping bag liner and an inflatable pillow, along with a pair of lightweight synthetic down sleeping booties because my feet tend to get cold at night, even if the rest of my body is having a hot flash. I take the time to find and invest in a sleep system that works for me and my temperature tolerance. Not just buy something another hiker on YouTube told me I should buy because it's lightweight or ultralight. Backpacking doesn't have to be a sufferfest. You don't get any points for suffering while you're out there. And this next one, I'd wish I'd done sooner, and that's to put more safety systems into place. The piece of gear I wish I would have gotten sooner was a satellite messenger and learn how to use it before getting out on trail. Not just carry it on my pack, but use it, test it, and make sure people at home know how to send messages to me and receive my messages. Once I had the level of safety a satellite messenger often provides, everything changed for me mentally. I felt more confident, more prepared, and way less anxious about being out on trail alone. This also helped my friends and family at home feel more comfortable and less anxious whenever I was hiking or backpacking solo. Other safety systems I put into place include sharing my itinerary with someone at home whom I trust, carrying gear with me that helps me feel safe hiking alone, and always carrying the 10 essentials. Having safety systems in place can help create confidence, and confidence helps get you out on trail. Now let's talk about one of my favorite things about backpacking, and that's the food I eat while I'm out there. When it comes to packing food, always bring the food you want to eat. I used to overthink this one with how many calories everything was and how much it all weighed. Yes, this matters, but you know what matters more? Looking forward to eating the food in your food bag. Because the more excited you are about your food, the more likely you are to eat it, and the less likely you are to have to carry it. So now, I pack the chocolate. I bring the comfort foods. I bring the meals and snacks I enjoy because food is part of the experience. And honestly, food always tastes so much better when you're out in the backcountry. And finally, this one changed everything for me. Something I do differently would be to stop waiting for someone else to go with me. If I'd waited for someone else to go backpacking with me, I'd still be waiting and I never would have started. Especially in our 40s, we don't have time to wait around for the perfect hiking partner or perfect timing. I'd spend less time waiting and more time trying to figure out how to do this on my own. That way I could go wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted to go. You've spent so much of your life doing things for other people. This gets to be your time, and solo backpacking gives you the freedom to do just that. You're not too old to start backpacking. You just need to start a little differently, smarter, slower, and with more intention. And if you do that, backpacking can become one of the most rewarding things you do in the season of your life. If you're a woman over 40 who wants to start backpacking but doesn't know where to start, that's exactly why I created my free guide, the First Solo Backpacking Trip Roadmap, which I'll include a link for down in the description below. If you like this video and got some value out of it, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new videos each week and hit that bell icon to get notified each time new videos are posted. And if you're ready to take the next step, check out this next video where I'll walk you through exactly how to plan your first solo backpacking trip so you can stop overthinking and actually get out there for your next trip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy trails and keep on trekking.